Floyd Mayweather blew $500 million. He's cocky, he's undefeated, and he's blown all his money. Back in 2017, the IRS hit Floyd with a demand for $22.2 million in back taxes, just 2 months before his scheduled event against McGregor. His lawyers told the IRS Floyd's assets were currently restricted and primarily illiquid, and that the taxpayer had a significant liquidity event scheduled in about 60 days, from which he intends to pay the outstanding balance. Unbelievable. With a net worth over $500 million, Mayweather requested an extension on a meek $22 million after his lucrative bout with the Irishman. Is it possible the champ blew his entire wealth? Now, we can't exactly look straight into the man's bank account, but we do have a list of some of the champ's most outrageous purchases and expensive habits that would pretty much explain how he could have blown well over $500 million into the wind. Let's kick things off with his love for the bling. Mayweather himself confessed to having a passion for watches. It seems he was bored in January and felt like stunting on all of us normies. So he broke out his briefcases and showed off his 41-piece watch collection on Instagram, the most expensive of which is the $18 million billionaire watch by Jacob & Co. With the average cost of an American home at around $200,000, that's about 90 homes worth of jewelry the champ casually wears around his wrist. And as you would expect, the man of watches is also a fan of jewelry, especially chains and bracelets. After his victory against the notorious McGregor, the champ reportedly treated himself to $5.3 million worth of jewelry on a single shopping spree in LA. And not only does Mayweather splurge on himself, but he also loves to spoil his kids. For her 18th birthday, Mayweather gifted his daughter Yvonne a $5 million 30-carat diamond ring with an 18-carat canary yellow center stone. For comparison, that's twice as large as Kardashian's engagement ring from Kanye West. If you thought $5 million was a lot for a ring, check out this mind-boggling $32 million diamond ring the champ had himself custom-made by a jeweler who also works with fellow celebs like Migos, Nas, and DJ Khaled. Oh, and just to throw it in there, back when iPods were still a must-have accessory, Mayweather spent a neat $50,000 on a diamond-encrusted iPod case. Yes, just the case. The man also loves his cars and is said to own over 100 of them, often buying multiple versions of the same car just because he likes having multiple styles to choose from. His collection includes 5 different Rolls-Royces worth a staggering $2.5 million combined. And that's just the start. The champ shamelessly posted an Instagram picture showing off some of his top cars and was kind enough to list out their prices too. Amongst them were 2 Bugatti Veyrons worth $1.6 million each, and yet another Bugatti Grand Sport worth $3 million on its own. To top that off, he also owns an incredibly rare Koenigsegg CCXR Trevetta, one of 2 cars total that exist of that model, which is worth another $4.7 million. And the family man that he is, Mayweather also gifted each of his older sons with a brand new Mercedes each, and his youngest with a golden Bentley golf cart. As you would expect from a man with over 100 cars, the champ also owns not 1 but 2 private jets. He's named them Mayweather 1 and Mayweather 2. Go figure. And he uses the second plane to transport his bodyguards. Or as he prefers to call them, security. Each plane set him back just shy of $60 million each. 2 small drops in the sea of his $560 million net worth. And what about his cribs? Well, the champ bought a $10 million luxury mansion in Vegas, a Miami property costing $6.2 million, and a Beverly Hills mansion which he spent over $25 million on. Oh well, he's got to keep all those cars somewhere, right? Floyd also said he's got more than $100 million invested in various New York real estate projects, the biggest of which is a skyscraper project called One Vanderbilt, which is going to be the tallest building in New York City. Let's hope those investments work out for him, because a Las Vegas resident, he is also an avid gambler. However, the champ only ever posts about his wins and leaves it up to the media to uncover his losses. In 2012, Mayweather won nearly $3 million betting on college football, which sounds pretty good at first, but in opposite fashion to his 50-0 boxing score, his gambling wins are peanuts compared to his losses. According to gambling sources in 2018, Mayweather was in nearly $50 million of debt from betting, and it was rumored he wanted a rematch with Manny Pacquiao to pay it off. Even his frenemy, the notorious McGregor, well-meaningly said that he needs to let gambling go. He's a bit heavy on that gambling. Large expenses and nasty habits aside, it's those small bills that get you in the end, right? like the $1,000 Floyd pays his personal barber per haircut. And although he is known for sporting a mostly bald look, he sometimes even gets 2 or 3 haircuts a week. That's 3 times the average American salary he spends on haircuts per year. Oh, and did we mention he never wears the same underwear twice? Of course. I mean, who's got time for laundry when you're a jet-setting boxer fighting an average of 1 opponent per year? Last but not least, Mayweather loves to throw lavish parties too. Although he did make it rain fake cash at his stripper-filled 43rd birthday party, and didn't splurge on an open bar, which didn't seem quite like him. Perhaps this is in fact the end of another money streak for the undefeated champ, and would explain why Mayweather admitted he would absolutely come out of retirement for a McGregor rematch, or to fight UFC lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov, but wants $600 to face the two. What do you guys think? Is the champ short on money and out for another payday? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. On a similar note, here's how 5 lottery winners managed to blow all their wealth too.